Hi guys, it's Alexandra Daniele here, and it's been a tough week at Thanksgiving. Not just tough, but also lovely. But we can't go off school for a week. We didn't have a camp set up, and we don't have family in town, so got to work a lot less, but enjoy my kids a lot more. So that was amazing. So, but I'm back. I'm back here doing lives, bringing you what I am learning. And so I've had a lot of learning over the last months, especially in my relationships. And this is my romantic relationship, but it's also all other relationships, especially the ones where we get triggered a lot, the ones where we are having a hard time keeping our hearts open. And I want to share with you today the 3 things that I find most crucial in my steps that I do with being successful in my relationships. And being successful to me means, first of all, what does that mean? And hi there, I see you watching. And when you want to be successful in a relationship, what that means is that you make progress, right? It doesn't mean that everything is pink clouds and lullabies and kisses, or that there's never a discussion or an argument and that you agree on everything. That's not the case at all. Being successful in a relationship means that you are actually making progress. And this can be a romantic lover relationship. It could be a relationship between friends. It could be within the family. All of those things, that's like just crucial. And we are social creatures. We need our relationships. We need to be social. We need to have our tribe, and especially, us women, we love to get together. We need each other for really just processing a lot of things that, excuse me, but many men can't understand. Just for being, a woman and having womanly things going on. And that's not that we just want to smack talk you guys. And I can't deny that I've done this. But, you guys do that too. So, but it's all in love and it's all good. The most important thing, like I said, is that we make progress. And we need our tribe, we need our social network, we need friends, family, we need, people to process with. And for that, we need relationships. And some of us have romantic relationships in our lives. Some of us have spouses, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends. And the most important thing I want to start with today is really that you, and according to the name of this group, that you heal yourself first, that you address your stuff first, that you really go in there and ask, where could I be doing better here, instead of, bringing the blame. And I have done this for so many years, and it's just the most natural thing to do. We want to blame, we want to point the attention away from us, is basically what this is doing, And the better we are at that, the stronger we are at blaming, the less the other party will put attention on us. But what we should be really doing is put attention on ourselves and not even make that somebody else's job. So whenever you're next finding yourself in an argument, in a discussion, in a quarrel or a fight even, really be aware where you are saying, but you're doing this, but you should be doing more of that, where you are pointing the finger. And even when you stop doing that yourself, notice how many times your opponent, and I'm calling it opponent, but it feels like that because then we are in a fight, right? Then it's like finger pointing here. Hi, Annalena. Yeah. Right? It's finger pointing here, and it goes like this. And the more fingers we point, the more we're just like a battlefield. And we're just like, blah, 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 blah. Really like pointing fingers at each other. We're in the battle. Then it's really about who is louder, who is more persistent, who has more stronger arguments. And it's all self-defense, It really is self-defense. And what we want to do when we're pointing fingers is that we don't want to look at ourselves. We don't want to have to. There's something in there that we don't want to address, that we don't want to admit. We don't want to admit vulnerability. We don't want to admit defeat, because then our finger points and our weapons go down. Our fingers are our weapons in this way. And so we don't want to do that, because when we do that, we admit weakness, we think. But with that finger pointing, with our weapons up, we're really just keeping the war going. And I know from experience how hard it is once you are in that battle to get out again. And it really takes all of your practice, all of your attention, not to finger point back, or do it less and less and less, and get to yourself. See, and this is where point number 2 comes in. You got to keep your heart open. And that means being vulnerable. And that means really allowing the other person to talk and point fingers for a second even, and asking yourself if what they're saying is true. And if you don't find that it's true, just let it sink into your heart anyway. The things that hurt you, they might be the things where you'll have to start looking. Keep your heart open. Let those accusations, let those finger pointings, let that land on your heart and see how it lands. When it's something that you know is not true in your heart, then you're like, that's not true. They can say that, but I know it's not true. When it's something where you might have an inkling that that's true, or that it's a trigger, and truth is a very interesting thing anyway, because we have so many stories floating around in our brain. But if it lands on your heart and it hurts, then there's a trigger that got hit. And that's what our loved ones are so good at, right? They're really good at triggering us. And that is because there's something there to heal. So what has to happen with that when that lands on your heart and it hurts is you got to feel it. You can't be afraid of that pain. You have to go in there and really feel what that did in your heart. And you can say that. That just really landed and hurt. And sometimes accepting that vulnerability and really showing that vulnerability will actually make the other side drop their fingers, drop their weapons a little more, because you don't really want to hurt anyone either. All you're doing is trying to defend yourself, but you don't want to hurt anyone either, right? And that's the big thing that we often get stuck in fights, is like we have to defend ourselves, we think, and so we go in there and we hurt others, but that's not what we want to do. And then we feel bad about that, and then it makes us act even worse, because now we're feeling shame and guilt for hurting somebody else just to cover up our triggers. So that's step number 2. So we have number 1, you gotta work on your own issues. You gotta put your defenses down and accept that you have to work on your own stuff first. Then second is you got to keep your heart open, see how things land, see what the triggers are, where they're hurting, and not be afraid of feeling that hurt, feeling that pain. And then we come to step number 3, and that is something that, especially then once we start working on our own stuff and making progress, making our own process, internal process going, we got to share it. And so we really have to let the other person know what's going on. We can't make our progress ourselves and then not tell the other person what we find inside, because that is a big part of growing in a relationship, in a family relationship. Once, especially when we do EA, like let's say we do an EA session and you're really working through some stuff. You're doing step number 1. You're working on your own stuff. You're feeling your things. You're teaching your body more and more how to go into your heart, how to work with your triggers. You're going in there. You're feeling all the things. And you get these realizations. You get wisdom from that. You're going through a process. You're letting it take its course. And then you're getting wisdom. You're getting some people say downloads. I like that because, you know, by the process of actually releasing that emotion, you're gaining knowledge, wisdom, you're gaining something. And then that needs to be shared. That needs to be communicated. You need to express yourself in order to then make progress with the relationship together. If you want to be in that relationship, in that friendship, if you want to be in that familial relationship, if you want to work on that relationship and keep it going, you got to share yourself. You got to express yourself, even if it's scary. Let's say you realize something and you wish you could tell the other person, but you're so afraid they might like go mad or yell at you. You have to express yourself, because if you don't, then that's just another emotion that you're keeping under wraps, and you're just setting it up for explosion at another time. So once you do that, once you express yourself more and more from your heart, and you're not afraid of feeling pain anymore, and you're going in there and actually doing your own process, doing your own emotional acceptance, transferring, transmuting, transforming is actually the word I was looking for. Your own triggers, your own hurt. Only then can your relationship be successful and make progress. And I promise you that this will really inspire your partner, your friend, your spouse, your lover to go in there and start looking too, because they will see in you how much difference it's making, and how much happier you will be, and how much happier you are with yourself, and that you're just smiling for no reason. They will see that. If they're not consciously seeing it, they will subconsciously see it, and they will become more receptive. And this is the way out of the finger pointing cross battle that it's so hard to get out of. And when you find yourself in the next finger pointing battle where everyone's blaming the other, I want you to remember these 3 steps, and I want you to know that you have stuff to work on, and that you can put your defenses down and just feel it. And then once you're going in and feeling it, and it doesn't have to be right that second, you can just let that happen and let that fight go over, and then go somewhere else, be by yourself, do your process, and then share yourself. And I will promise you, you will make leaps and bounds of progress in all of your personal relationships. So this is just something that I've been working on a lot this year, relationships. And it's just one of the little things that I want to bring to you, because this is really the group for parents who want it all, who want success in their partnership, success in their parenting, and success in their purpose, in what we do all day, what we bring to the world. So yeah, that's it for today. If you have any comments on this, if you have experiences with this, let me know in the comments, and like or love this video if this is helpful to you. And I look forward to your feedback on what your experiences are with the finger pointing battles. And I will see you soon. Take care.